Board members, if we can get you to take your seats. Hey, I'm going to have Vice Chair Terrell Warner chair our opening business segment through our information. I'm watching for a guest that's going to be showing up, and so we'll turn this over to you. Thank you.
Thank you. We'd like to welcome you all here today, and we're going to start with Board Member Scott Nielsen leading us in a Pledge of Allegiance.
Repeat after me.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. We're going to take a few minutes and have Board Member Lisa Cummins share a board member message with us.
We needed to be reminded of the beach. Hi, can you hear me now? Sorry about that. I figured since it was December, we needed to be reminded of the beach. And I have brought some show and tell to show as part of this. I have an acquaintance who has the opportunity to have property in the Cayman Islands. And this individual has given to me samples of what the beach produces. And some of it is fan coral, like this. It's very beautiful. This is another piece of fan coral. Yeah, you can pass it down, see it. This is yellow. They come in blues and pinks and reds. Very beautiful. This individual has one that's 3 feet wide, quite large, very beautiful, and use them as works of art. This is different coral. I have lots of different samples. I believe there's over 20 or 30 different species of coral in the Caribbean. Again, more coral. These are hard shell coral. And there's lace coral. This is very fragile coral, very lacy, very beautiful. Some of it's known as bubble coral. There's lace coral. I also have sponge. This is a sponge from the Caribbean. This is mother of pearl shells, very beautiful. But there's one piece here that are very fragile. And if I could pull it out, oh, here's more sponge, tube sponge. This is a jar of sea urchins. And that is my focus for today. Here's a purple sea urchin with all of its spikes missing, has fallen off. Let me just read to you. I would have shown you all the slides. Nature provides us with many opportunities to learn about patterns. Patterns are what helps us make sense of our lives, our environment, our institutions, and our families. Hurricanes have set patterns in motion. In unexpected ways, these fierce forces of nature set off new patterns that are particularly germane to our Board of Education in the great state of Utah. After a hurricane of this past season, a beachcomber was walking, and this is my friend, walking along a stretch of beach that consisted of iron shore. And I would have shown you a picture of what iron shore looks like. It's very shallow water. And this is where all of the coral and all of the sea life live. consisted of iron shore, rocks with ledges, and sand that covered turtle grass. This combination of hard and soft is important. The ledges provide a safe haven where sea urchins cling with surprising strength. You may take one, by the way. If you open the jar, you may take a sea urchin for your own. Merry Christmas.
That's nice.
The ledges provide a safe haven where sea urchins cling with surprising strength and are protected from the tides and sea creatures that eat them. But the hurricane sets tides whose strength caused the urchins to be ripped from their safe haven under the ledge and flung onto the shore. Anywhere else along the shoreline, and the delicate shells are shattered because of the rocks but the sand mixed with the turtle grass is the perfect landing pad. This stretch of shore is about 16 feet long. The curious thing about the sea urchin shells is that they are small, only about half an inch, and so are the immature sea urchins, whose grasp of the ledge is less strong, more tenuous than their older, stronger, more grounded sea urchins. While for the lack of the better word, parents, these little ones simply could not hold on. They are not grounded and so are flung onto the shore, and it is only luck, location, that keeps them safe, unshattered. There were thousands of small sea urchin shells on the shore. Some were perfect, round, and symmetrical. Others were completely covered with prickles, barbs that, if embedded into your hand, can poison you and take months to work themselves out of your skin. Some were only partly covered with barbs. There are very few adult shells. So back to the patterns. We are the adult sea urchins. Shells, the bigger ones. Most of us have the capacity to hold on. We can hold on to our values, our beliefs, our comfortable niches. We are strong and can withhold the forces of nature, at least most of them. We hope we can withstand all of them and the patterns that encircle us. As we cling to what we believe and hope that we know is the truth, we miss the chance to protect and ground the little ones. The lucky little ones land on the softness of family, caring teachers and wise administrators who allow them a gentle landing. Some of the children are prickly, striking out at those who love them the most. Some more easily redeemed than others. The point is that hurricanes happen, and while expected, they are unpredictable. Problems are patterns in life that are expected, but when they are also unpredictable, we as administrators must learn to recognize the patterns that thrust children into harm's way. We must both prepare the soft landing by strengthening their parents and families and being wise enough to provide an environment that offers children the chance to put down roots that ground them and enable them to withstand the forces that would cause them to become untethered from truth, values, morality, and integrity. We must trust parents to recognize the patterns in their children's lives that enable them to grow. We need to stay out of the way because we as government cannot necessarily help, but we can hinder. We must not be arrogant and believe that we know more than parents do. They are the experts of their own children and the patterns surrounding them. Our teachers are the experts of the patterns in Utah schools. Our administrators are the experts of the patterns of our teachers, and ultimately, we serve them all.
Thank you. I would like to know, well, no, I'm not going to ask publicly how you got that all home. But I would like to know how you got it all home with that big piece not breaking. That is a big piece of coral.
They have brought even bigger pieces back, but they said that the stories that they get in security are quite interesting. That's all I know.
Wow, that's amazing. Thank you for that message. We're going to skip over two things really quick and go to the Utah History Fair so the kids can get back to school. This is an amazing program, and is Robert here? Where's Robert? I guess I should put my glasses on. Oh, no. Okay. Yeah, oh, good, you're here. Yeah. That'd be great. So for those of you that don't know much about Utah History Fair, the National History Day competition it's a year-long program where they release a topic and students do a variety of projects. You can do an exhibit, you can do a paper, you can do a website. Am I taking what you're going to say? And it's just an amazing program. Utah does very well at it, and we'll turn the time over to you. Okay.
Okay, so we weren't ready for you to skip down to us, but here we go. We're ready now.
No, it's fine.
Sorry, Robert.
Good morning. I just have to tell you, I was in Korea, South Korea, about 5 or 6 years ago, and they have a fantastic habit of commemorating national monuments with a number, and then this is National Monument number 5, or this is National Historic Person number 12, or whatever. And Wendy ought to have a little plaque that she wears around saying that she's a state treasure in terms of her work with Utah History Day. So Utah History Day, I'm running because I ran from my social studies meeting over here. Utah History Day is an incredible program. And you're going to hear from some great kids, so I'm going to shut up. But I do want to tell you that Wendy Rexatsit is an incredible treasure and a wonderful colleague. So I'll turn it back over to Wendy.
This is your 4th year, right, Wendy? Is this 4th year or 5th year?
I started in right at the end of 2013, so
Okay.
that's math. Thank you, Robert. That's very kind of you. I am thrilled to be working on the National History Day program in the state of Utah. I have prior experience working with this program in Colorado, and I absolutely love what it does for students. It builds critical skills that prepare them for college and career, and they do it by learning in depth about history. They get to choose a topic that matters to them, that is interesting and relevant and meaningful to them. And we give them the tools to become the historian. They do real historical research, not Wikipedia research. We want them to learn how to analyze primary sources, to go to the source, to evaluate the sources that they find critically. And so the program really gives them wings. I am really pleased to introduce to you 3 students who are here with us today. They're all from Ogden High School. And they were all part of our National History Day delegation last summer, so they went to the national contest to represent Utah because the quality of their projects was so strong. Okay, they are Edgar Corrales. He created an exhibit project on the freedom rides of the civil rights movement. And he placed first at the state contest here in Utah in the senior individual exhibit category, and he represented Utah at nationals. The girls are, can they come out so they can see you? Kayla Arredondo and Araceli Palacios, and they worked together to build a website working on Cesar Chavez. They also placed second at the state contest and represented us at the national contest. And I want you to hear from them, and they would be happy to take questions from you after they have done their presentation. So.
Okay, so our project was on Cesar Chavez. He was a civil rights activist and wanted equal pay for migrant farm workers. My experience with NHD was, it was really helpful because like the sources and databases that we use to research for our projects, I still use it now for papers and essays that are due in class. Yeah. I don't know.
This project really helped me because I learned how to put time into what I do, and I feel like it's really going to help me in my future education because I learned how to find like real information and not just use Google or Wikipedia, and I know how to keep my information organized. And it was a really fun experience getting to go to Washington, D.C. and like see something that I've never seen before, or I never would have gotten the chance if it wasn't for this project.
Should I use the microphone? Okay. So my name's Edgar, and I got first place in the state competition. And this program actually helped me. It aided me in so many ways, academically, mentally, and yeah, like it prepared me in so many ways. Like, first of all, it aided me with like it helped me stop trusting so many random websites. Like before actually being introduced to this, to the National History Day, I would basically believe any random website. But now that like I know what I'm looking for, it basically made me think. Like, is it actually true? Is it reliable? Where did it come from? Who created it? And all of that. And then it also helped me with the citing. So who created it and all of that. And then I feel like these new techniques will definitely help me with like my higher level when I'm like trying to achieve a higher level of education. So this is actually pretty exciting, and it's great, and I had so much fun doing it. Okay. So I would love to talk about Joan. I'm not sure if you guys recognize her or if her name sort of like brings up any memories or anything, but she was a freedom rider. Her full name is Joan Mulholland, and I met her in Maryland or Washington D.C., I should say. And she's like an amazing person. I never actually thought that I would have the opportunity to meet her, and like basically when I met her, I was shaking just as much as I am right now. And I thought it was amazing actually getting to know her, getting to know what she was actually like, and it felt like unrealistic. It felt like I was actually talking with history itself, and I got a one-to-one personal like interview with her, and she answered a whole bunch of questions that I had, and basically this would have never been possible without like the help from Wendy and the help from the Miss Paul Chris. She helped us a lot, and I'd like to thank her for everything she's done. And then like it's amazing what the National History Day program has like done for us and everything that it did, and it helped us like with all the fun we had at Washington D.C., and I think it's an amazing program. I'm not sure if they.
I just wanted to say one more thing. I feel like this is a really good program, and I'm happy whoever, started it, because before in school I wasn't really involved, and so this was a project that we had to do in class for a grade, and at first I didn't really want to do it. I was just like, but after a while it was really interesting. I never knew you could learn on your own, and it's just it's really fun to get to like pick your own project and like find your own like information. And after this, like I'm more involved in school, and I don't know, I just feel like it really pushed me to do better in school. And I really wanted to thank Miss Pockrass, because without her I wouldn't be able to go to Washington D.C. She helped us a lot.
Yeah, just a third thank you to Ms. Proctor. She really helped us a lot, not just like with going to DC, but she helped us gather some information for our project as well. And then she helped us like visit some monuments over there. She just like told us some recommendations to go out there when we were out in DC. It was a great opportunity. And then meeting Joanne too, like not just Edgar. I was really excited for him to meet her because that's who his project was on. But we also got to meet her, meet history. Like it was really awesome opportunity. And yeah, that's just what I wanted to say. Question?
Do you guys have any questions?
Yeah, any questions?
Okay. Yes, board member Belknap.
Thank you. I'm just wondering what grade you are in school and what are your future plans?
Should I go first?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so I'm in 12th grade. This is my last year. This is my senior year, and it's going so far. It's going really well. And by future, do you mean like future careers or?
Are you, like, where, are you going to extended school? Are you going to a trade, or what are you going to do?
Okay, so I'll answer. Okay, so I'm planning on going to the university. So I wanna like further my education, and right now I applied for Weber State in the U, and hopefully I'll get accepted to the U or Weber State. It's fine, and then well, it's a good school. Weber State's a good school, and then I'm planning on majoring in linguistics, and I wanted my minor in French teaching.
Thank you.
So
Teaching, did you hear that, teaching?
I'm also
French
a
teacher.
senior at Ogden High, and right now I'm not sure. Like, I applied for Dixie State, so hopefully that I get accepted into there. But I want to finish my associates at Weber State and then go off and finish my bachelor's maybe in Dixie State or wherever I get accepted. And then right now I'm just taking regular classes, and I'm in student government as well. And also, yeah, just doing a program at the ATC just so I can like have a job after high school and then like work and pay off my tuition, hopefully. Yeah.
So I'm a senior also, and I'm gonna further my education. I'm already a student at Weber State, so I'm just gonna finish my generals there, and I wanna do radiology and go to the U for that, hopefully. And I already kind of work with my parents, so just do that until I graduate from the university.
Thank you. Board Member Cummins?
So just one quick question. Do you love history?
I love history because it's just like a pattern of what you see, like things we live through and how it affects us now. So it's just really neat to see like all that like actually happened. It affects us now, how society is. It just affects everything, and it's like history all around us. I love it. Yeah, going to Washington was really neat because you got to see like the basis of everything, foundation of everything. I loved it. Yeah, I love history.
Sid?
I like history. It's like cool to see like things from the past. My favorite thing about history is like going to like old sites, like old houses and stuff like that. But my favorite subject is science.
So personally, I find history really, like I want to say useful, but I'm also really passionate for it since I think it's like a great tool for actually knowing what's going to happen in the future, since people say that history repeats itself. When we were in Maryland, we got to hear he makes films, historical films, and he said that history doesn't repeat itself, but it rhymes. And I feel like that's actually really, really it's intelligent since it does rhyme. And I feel like history it's an amazing tool for seeing what will happen in the future, even though it already happened in the past.
Sid?
Yeah, I would like to introduce you three amazing young people to Lieutenant Governor Spencer Cox. When you run for office, public office, you file with the Lieutenant Governor, and I would encourage you to think about public office. We need young people like you in office, and including the state school board. Also for the board and the audience, I'm sure that Director Wendy would love to include you as part of her team who judges the History Day Fair. I've had the opportunity to do so, and it's a wonderful experience. And then third, there are displays out in the hall. I'm not sure, Mr. Austin, if you mentioned that, but there are, I think those are History Day displays in the overflow that we'd encourage the audience and board members to look at the break, and you'll see the caliber of the information that goes into the displays. And thank you to you marvelous young people who have taught us some great history lessons today.
You know, if I could say one other thing, and Wendy may know the answer to this. There was a limited study done, I don't know, 6, 7 years ago about National History Day. They found that the kids that participate in this program scored higher on the ACT than those that didn't. And they also found that there were kids that it saved them from dropping out of school. It got kids that were failing interested in school, and really did a lot of, it was a lot of data showing the significance of this program. So thank you.
Can I add something to that?
Yes.
I feel like that is true because when you like pick the subject that your project is on, you get to learn something that you like and that you're interested in, and that's why I feel like the kids like actually like work on it and they actually like it and they like get good influences from it because they're doing something they like and it's not just something they need to learn. It's just learning on their own and then being passionate about it. Yeah.
Because students are just so used to like a curriculum and like set things that you need to learn, and it's just like kids learn in different ways, and it's just a different way for them to learn, and that actually gets them interested in school, and it helps them a lot because kids learn differently. So
Okay. Thank you. Spencer?
I can't tell you how proud I am of all three of you that you're from Ogden High School.
Did you go
But
to
I want
Ogden
you
as well?
to, but I also want you to be proud of Weber State. Okay?
Yeah, I think we were.
Okay, all right.
Okay.
So in the future, I'm going to go to whatever college accepts me, and I'm hoping it's Weber State.
Thank you. And I can tell you three that the thing I learned the most with National History Day, or actually that my kids learned, is that we should put something, if you're making an exhibit, put something under the board when you're cutting the foam core, or you cut the carpet.
Can I say something real quick?
Thank you so much.
Can I say something real quick?
Okay.
Oh, well, it was just like a thank you to all the teachers at Ogden High that actually helped us. They were actually really by our side the whole time, and I thought it was interesting that thanks to them, we're here today. So it's one final thank you.
Thank you. Oh, yeah. We're gonna turn it back over to Chair Huntsman.
Okay, we're going to try to get back on schedule here really quick. What we want to do next is have the new employees come up and introduce yourselves, and then next up will be Commissioner David Buehler. So, new employees. They're all. Just make a line. You get to go first.
Oh, I don't need. Okay. Good morning. I'm Eric Sirwa. I work in HR. Oh, we have quite a few new employees today. I'll let each one come up, introduce themselves, and where they work.
Okay. Good morning. I'm Brecken Haywood, and I work for Career and Technical Education.
Good morning. My name is Camille Clark, and I also work for Career and Technical Education.
Good morning. Pat Gardner. I'm in Financial Operations.
Good morning. Jim Gorak, Financial Operations.
Good morning. I'm Faye Tan, also in Financial Operations.
I'm Cole Shakespeare. I'm a fiscal monitor for special ed.
And good morning, Zach Christensen in Financial Operations and Purchasing.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining our team.